Greetings, young kings from Friday is Tide Day. It is an honor to share words of encouragement with you all. My name is Rashan Prailow, and I was born and raised in Camden, New Jersey. I was raised in a single-parent home and was exposed to chaos and all types of violence, like most young people are who are raised in the inner city. But I want this moment between us to be focused primarily on education. And I want to share with you how the lack of focus on education led my life down one path, and how when I transformed my mind and focused on education, my life took another route. Growing up, I didn't focus on education because I didn't view education as a tool or a platform that could help transform my life. I left Woodrow Wilson High School in June 2007 with a 1.1 GPA and 97 unexcused latenesses and absences. Almost 3 months I was unaccounted for in school. Consequently, that led me to my arrest. On January 29, 2009, at the age of 20 years old, I was sent to the Camden County Jail. Fortunately for me, I was blessed with a second chance at life and a second chance at freedom. And education is freedom, guys. I enrolled in Camden County College, and I took education seriously, and my life has not been the same since. I graduated Camden County College President's List, and because of that achievement, I had the opportunity to attend the University of Pennsylvania, one of 8 Ivy League universities and colleges in the country. I was blessed with the opportunity to study among the children of billionaires and some of the most prominent figures in our country. While at Penn, I had the opportunity to intern at the White House in the fall of 2015. I went from a failing high school student to county jail to now being an intern at the White House, and it didn't stop there. My work ethic and my accomplishments led me to be able to get tapped to come back to the White House and serve to end out the administration in the Presidential Personnel Office. Now, I share that with you all so that way we can take in context how important education is and how important the message is that Daryl shared with you young men. Education is freedom. Education is life. While at the White House, my brother's keeper had put out some data that hit home with me, man, and I'm sure will hit home with you. If the educational achievement gap is closed between white men and men of color will earn $170 billion more annually. Let that rest on your conscience. $170 billion more annually we, as men of color, will earn if we close the educational achievement gap between white men and men of color. And it doesn't stop there. On average, every employee in the United States will earn 3.6% more than what they earn now if we close the educational achievement gap between white men and men of color. On an international scale, the gross domestic product in the U.S. will increase by 1.8% if we close the educational achievement gap between white men and men of color. So if you guys see the trend, not only in my personal life, but in this data that was produced by the White House, is that us as men of color have a responsibility to attack education, to take education seriously, because it has real consequences and real positive impacts on not only our individual lives, but on our local communities, on our nation, and on the world. The world needs us, man. So Friday is Tide Day, man. I have faith in you guys. Let's close this educational achievement gap and put us as educated men of color at the front of our cultural movement and at the front of this nation's transformation, because this world needs us, man. Let's go. Thank you for having me.